Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with a layout share. And before I get into the sharing part of the layout share, I'm going to finish a few pages that were done last week. I didn't have any photos for them, so I'm going to go ahead and add the photos. I may do some embellishing, some additional embellishing if I look at things. This one, I'm gonna kind of top load up here, leaving a little more room down below. I want to get this, and I'm working kind of on top of a stack here. I have this this foam sticker, and I want to put that down at the bottom there, and this little heart kind of right there, and that's where I originally had it. This has not, there's no video for this, and this has not been published anywhere other than the Mind the Scrap Summer Challenge layout, because I didn't have a photo for it, but I did have all of the points grabbers, if you will, in that I had the washi tape and the stitching, and I forget what else there was. But this is a Fancy Pants Beach Babe overlay, and you can kind of see that that's the overlay. And then I used a sheet of a paper from a Mind the Scrap kit, and I cut it down and used it on an orange background, and you can see the dots kind of coming through there. I added a little crab, and this, I guess, were from I forget which sticker sheet, the newest Mind the Scrap kit, the August kit. There was a sticker sheet in there, and I think that's also where these stickers came from. I have a penguin here and a turtle, and those kind of represent me and John. And this photo has been used just very recently, I think maybe on a page I did last week or the week before, and I may go back and replace it. I found another photo that could work. I was just kind of looking independently for a photo that went with the sand surf, you and me, something that showed the two of us at what was obviously a beach. And I think I may have edited the other one differently, but it doesn't bother me at all, because in this case, it's kind of about the art of the page and, you know, just the memory there, and it, you know, whatever. So I'm going to put that down. This next one is this is how I constructed the page. I had no idea what photo I would use, but I found this photo, and the colors are pretty much the same as in the original photo. I filtered it to get the kind of cartoon effect. And I'm going to, I thought about just using it right there, and it would have been fine, but I think a white, since this is on a white background, I think a white matte behind it will really make it show up on that craft mat. The craft kind of picks up the sand colors. I chose craft basically because of that sandcastle. So I'm going to crop this right now. And I don't think I'm going to add any other. I kind of like that it has something of a minimalist look to it. And I I don't think I'm gonna add anything else. So let me slide this in. Under there. Let me make sure I get it straight. And I know this is probably outside your viewing range, but I need to have it on the flat table in order to get it right. Gosh, let's see. Okay, so there is that page. I love that the colors in here kind of go with the colors there, and then the color of his hat and his shirt kind of go with the colors there. I love this page. And this is all the brand new, the August Mind the Scrap kit, and some very old Dottie About Flair beach house flares. Okay, this one, I wasn't quite sure what to do. I wanted a picture of us traveling, because that's obviously what the stack of suitcases are. And I had no, I had plans to do different pattern papers, 4 different pattern papers there. But I found this stripe, and the stripes kind of blended into one another, but they're fairly distinct. There was sort of a pink stripe, and then it went to an orange and yellow stripe, and then it went to the green and blue stripe, and then the blue, the aqua and blue. I just love that. That's all from Spectrum Sherbet. And I have this flare that has the pink and yellow colors from Spectrum Sherbet. I got this from a, I think it's Simple Vintage Coastal, maybe, by Simple Stories. And this camera, I believe, is from the latest Mind the Scrap kit, which I can't tell you what that is. I'm actually going to do something different here, in that I think I'm going to tear. When I printed this and I filtered it, I added one of those filters that kind of gives it a torn looking edge. So I'm just going to go ahead and tear it kind of along the way that it's filtered, and just kind of get an uneven sort of look. And then I'm going to pop it up on a fairly thick bit of foam to give it dimension. So I'm going to put it right there. And I'm going to give it maybe 1, 2, 3 layers of foam. And it'll go right there. And I thought about adding something across here, and I think I may, you see I have the washi tape with the stitches there. I think I may do some more, maybe coming from this direction. Okay, and I thought about maybe looking for a ticket or something right there. And I'm gonna have to step up and go to my Spectrum Sherbet collection just to see what I have that might work there. I don't have, this isn't the bin that has the tickets. I've got this bit that says Happy Hearts. This one that says Oh Happy Day, but that's a little bit big. I like the Happy Hearts. And I think that's gonna work right there. It's chipboard, so I should be putting liquid glue on it. I'll do that, and then I could use something across there. Maybe an empty one of these. Just for the color. There's also okay, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, let me get this down here. I'm going to put my pen in there. I'm going to kind of slide it behind the flare. And it kind of, you know, the color matches there, so that works. And I really like this pop of the dark pink. And I'm gonna kind of slide it in there. Just right there. It just kind of draws attention to the photo cluster, because there's a lot to look at around elsewhere, but I like that a lot. So thank you for indulging me in finishing those. And I'm gonna put these things aside. And now we're just gonna look at the pages I made. This first one that has been on screen there, this is also Spectrum Sherbet, and it's got Scrappin' Happy Sequins by Spiegel Mom Scraps. And this was done as my third and final guest design page for Spiegel Mom Scraps. And it's a photo of Ava when she was 4. And this is a page that she did. And she's got sequins decorating a Christmas ornament and a sequin at the top of the tree, and she spelled it S-E-K-I-N, so Seekin. So it's Ava's Seekin page. And I used the overlays, which are probably causing some reflection there, and also the acetate butterflies, so that's also some more reflection. So it sparkles all over the place. I used some rub-ons. And I don't think there's a video. Well, I know there's not a video for the first 3 pages that I just showed you. There is not a video for this one either, because I kind of did it over time. I put in the pink and orange over here, kind of on the pink and orange side, and I did the blue and green here on the blue and green side. I used rub-ons to kind of add color to and texture to areas that when they were exposed under the photo cluster, kind of looked a little bare. And I used tags without any ties on them. And I used those little chipboard shapes like so that came in the collection, and just filled them up with sequins, and then let the sequins kind of spill all over the page. So this was a fun one to do. And these alphas, I know someone's going to ask me that. Those are from Evergreen and Holly by Vicki Boutin. They're absolutely gorgeous. Okay, this one is another one that I do not have photo for. And for those of you who are keeping track on how long it takes me to get my inks, they're not in yet. I have gotten notices that they were out for delivery. They were supposed to be delivered Thursday. Then I got an updated notice saying it would be Friday. And then I got a notice saying it would be Saturday. So we'll see. It still kind of shows it to be, it's been in 3 different cities in Georgia now. I don't know where this was. I'm going to just put it here. I don't know where, if that was originally where it was, but it came up. This is a crazy page where I was using, well, no, that's this one. This was a pretty fun page using my, all of these are using my Scrap Backwards kit, which are leftovers from Mind the Scrap kits. And I will have an updated photo of that, which I will put on, but that it's going to be that photo. And this is a modified grid, if you will. I wanted to leave this on, and I've added in some of the and I'm moving things around, and I'm going to lose my butterfly again. I've added in some simple vintage lemon twist from Simple Stories. So this one is the crazy one, and I will have a much better version of that photo on here. I did this one using Boho Baby and Into the Wild, and a few little Mrs. Brimble's things, and this is something from Cocoa Vanilla. This background paper is, I don't know what, but I used the Hello side. This gray, I don't know where that's from. And this is an older collection of one of the artistry bundles, chipboard bundles from 49 and Market. It's kind of, this was one to prove that I could use a collection that wasn't my favorite and that I normally wouldn't have bought, but I was determined to use it, and I actually love this page. I love it. And I love putting all the little animal heads back there and hanging the banners and just kind of decorating the room, this being something of a shelf, and then building an upper shelf there. So just had a lot of fun. And I got to use one of my sloth flares and a little critter flare. So lots of fun on that one. This is probably one of my favorite pages ever, and I envisioned it very differently from this. These things were hanging in a little plastic bag up on clothespins or pegs up on my wall. They were the last part of a kit that came from the Creative Cuts Club, Christina Sorge's pre-cut cut file club. And I hadn't used them. I'd used everything else that was in the kit, hadn't used them, but when I started assembling this, I kind of glanced up and saw that the colors went so well, I couldn't not use it. And how this started is I was going to use the teal as the background, and I had another sheet of paper, another pattern paper that I was going to use kind of to do a background over it, or kind of scrap with on top. And I saw this yellow cardstock triangle in my little bag of scraps, and I decided, okay, that yellow it's kind of got the same intensity as this teal. So I tried it directly on the teal, and I thought, nah, that's not going to work. So I cut down some white cardstock, and that led to the black and white flowers, and then I had these flowers in there. I have little special things. This was an art class that we took on our last vacation, and this is that same photo that I used there. So I will replace this photo. I have to replace this photo anyway. So I'll replace this one with another one since I've got that one, you know, kind of glued down. And it's a good photo printed on photo paper. So both of these were taken at Margaritaville Beach Hotel, which was kind of our home away from home. This was art classes. I've got these two canvases on the wall. When we went, every time we went to Margaritaville, there was I get a discount at Exxon gas because I retired from Exxon. And there's an Exxon station right next to a Starbucks. And the Starbucks is just so beautiful. It's kind of under a nice tree, and there's a beautiful seating area outside. And we love it. It's just, we call it our favorite Starbucks. And so I had this little epoxy flare that had the coffee cup with the heart on it. And then I have this little penguin that's like lying back on the beach. And then I have this turtle. John is the penguin. There's, you know, whatever. You all know what I do with my with my John pages. And I just, since I had these guys, I actually went and hunted down this flare with the little paper airplanes. And I don't know, this is just a special page. I'm going to be stopping at Margaritaville on the way to see my sister sometime this month. And it's going to be the first time there alone. The family and I went there to scatter some ashes a year ago. But it's so, you know, anyway, I'm gonna move on. This is a page for off the board. And the Pinterest pin that I was wanting to bring to life is this one. And when I went out to actually looking for how to use the kite paper that came with this collection, and I am losing, I think it's Photoplay. Let's see, it's Color Play, What a Beautiful Day, but I think it's Photoplay paper, yeah. And so I thought, okay, let's go look for some inspiration, and I found this, and then that reminded me of this photo of Ava at the Children's Museum in Chattanooga that had all of these umbrellas, and I ended up using only one kite, and I used the reverse of the kite paper. This is the kite paper. So, and I fussy cut these butterflies, and I fussy cut these flowers from a totally different thing, but it's just a fun page made up from bits and pieces of other kits, and I love it. And again, I'm going to replace that with a good photo. It's just kind of halfway stuck on there. here are two more pages done with the same sketch. And these were done for the Scrap a Sketch Rainbow of Sketches. This is the sketch. This was the purple sketch. And of course I had to do two purple pages because I had these ideas and I wanted to use both of them. So I found Ava showing off her purple or purple clothes that she got for Christmas, and there's John sitting on the staircase there. All of the purple supplies on both of these pages were given to me by my good friend Gwen Towell, and these ribbon border strips are just amazing. And this is my only big XL flare that's purple. There was this flare with dark purple with the light purple hearts, and then of course I had to add there, she liked purple and lilo. I say lalo because that's someone else's child who said lalo. And this one is a picture of some purple flowers that were hanging over the planter at our pool back in the Jackson house. And I had a frog, you can't see it there, but I had a little frog statue there. So I have this little frog from Mrs. Brimble's, and I love both of these pages. Here's the kite paper. I finally used the right side of the kite paper and the wrong side. So this is one that I did for Challenge Accepted, and we're doing, Shannon and I are doing the scrap timber prompts every Thursday for Challenge Accepted, and this Thursday's prompt was stitching. So I used my washi tape stitching to go around here, and I just used strips of scraps I had left. You've seen that one, and you've seen this and this. And I also did it for Punched Out Thursday to Die For, and I've got die cut butterflies cut with Bramble Fox dies. There's a whole set, and they're all different sizes, and there's this one that's together, and some Dottie About Flair on there, so that was fun. This should not be moving around. Let's kind of get it back in there. There we go. Okay. And then this is one that I did for the Craft Plus Challenge. It came out, let's see if I have that. I think I have that print. This was the mood board for this month, and it's blue, red, orange, yellow, and of course craft. And the photo of the bird with all of those colors in his feathers, and then this mood board just spoke to me. And so immediately I started working on this. But as you may know, I have eyes that are not working reliably lately, and so I kind of did it over time. I didn't do a video. I did parts and pieces of it. It took me, I couldn't sleep one night due to some medication I'm taking, and so I kind of did this instead of sleeping, and over some time while watching a show that I quickly got addicted to. So anyway, this is all done with Mind the Scrap kits that are left in my Scrap Backwards kit, and I wasn't sure of the photo I was going to use. Wasn't even sure it was going to be of Reese. I put the page together and then went out hunting for the photo. And sometimes if you're out of ink and you do run a process that charges your ink, you can maybe eke out one or two photos from it. So I actually eked out several photos on an 8.5 by 11, and this is one of them. And I filtered this, and it came out kind of pinkish, and then I changed the cast, or the tint on it, in another program, actually in my photos program. And it came out kind of orange, and it went nicely with the orange matte that I had there and the orange die cut there. So anyway, I love this one, but there's no video. And this one was for Mixed Media Mayhem. Same mood board, same color scheme. This was the sketch that I used. It had the brick pattern in the back and some flourishes around. So I actually had some fancy pants or bow bunny flourishes that you really can't see as well as I'd hoped. I may go over those with glossy accents, which will kind of make them pop up. It'll give them some dimension, and it'll make them have a different sheen, so they may show up a little bit better, because I really want to do this page. But I sprayed on some inks and then did this through a Diane Reevely stencil, and then layered on the photos and added a million splatters, some of which I let get on the photo. And I did that intentionally. But if you notice, all of these colors are in the photo. So I was able to just pick out the ones I kind of liked best and put those on the background. So that's all I've done this week. The eye thing that is bothering me even still yet today kind of slowed me down a bit. I had intended to finish off all of the rest of the rainbow of sketches, but I haven't done that. I am going to, after this video, I'm going to gather my supplies for the for Scrap Squad Sunday, the Scrap Squad lift. And then I also have put together several days ago my kit for September for Scrap Backwards, and I need to make do a kit reveal video, and I'm supposed to do a page. I normally would do a page along with that, and I don't think I'm going to have it in me to do the page, but I will do the kit reveal. So thank you for watching. I'll see you next time for my layout shares. I appreciate all of your following and commenting, and I thank you for all your concern. Bye.